Jacksonville?
Oh yeah, really good night. It was fun to get my feet wet out there. First NFL game, being around all the vets, all the fans, and putting on a show out there for the guys. It was fun.
It's always interesting watching the game. You know, you get talked about, but what's it like when you get back in the meeting room and the coaches kind of break things down? What was the evaluation you got from your coaches?
So obviously coaches acknowledge all the good things, and whatnot. It's more so they expect that. We've been practicing it. We're here for a reason. They drafted us, because of our abilities. Then obviously they hone in on the things that we could have done better at, and that's what the really thing. We're striving to be the best versions of ourselves, best versions of the team that we can be. So that's really what they focus on.
Can you take us through your three big plays and 2 sacks and that tackle for loss? Just what you saw and why you were able to make it work?
Yeah, so really it just came down to me believing in my abilities, and it just went back to my college days of being out there on that field, on the big stage, and believing in myself, telling myself that I belong here. I'm here for a reason. Then coach just kept telling me to emphasize the things that we've been practicing on, as far as my pass rush skills, and as far as reading, see a little, see a lot, and so really just came down to me relying on what I've been coached on and what my study habits been as far as film wise. And after those big plays that you guys seen, it really just came down to little details that led to those.
Did you just beat your man on each of those plays pretty much?
Essentially, it may have looked like that, but I guess overall, you could say I did just beat my man. But I guess you could say me, applying my technique, as far as, and I wouldn't just say beating him, but, working to get to where I needed to be at the right time.
So what did they tell you that you had to correct?
Just like little technique things as far as steps, hand placement, reading, essentially the type of blocks I'm gonna get, seeing the backfield set, getting familiar with formation and the boundary, motions and whatnot, and what to expect. So little things to see, so I can just have my step be that much faster, that much more lateral, and just focusing on running to the ball and just getting in on the pile.
The fact that you weren't one of the 2 replacement starters at the position, did that motivate you to make a name for yourself when you did get in there?
I say not too much, essentially, because I believe in these coaches playing. I believe in that they know what they're doing and whatnot. I find other things to motivate me. You guys may not know, but I have a daughter on the way. She's doing about 10 days or so, and that was thank you guys. That was really the main thing I was focusing on. The big reasons why I do this for, to prove myself right, in a sense, to do it for my family back home. I got something to prove, and I go out there every play with that mentality before I take that next snap.
Where is your mother?
Yeah, back home in Tulsa, where I'm from. Yeah, Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Tough for you, huh?
Yeah, it's kind of hard being away from them, but I know this is for the greater good for my future and for their future. So I'm so optimistic on things, looking at the bright side of the bright side of the picture. So that's really what I look at.
Are you going to get a chance to go be there for the birth?
Yeah. So me and Stefanski and Andrew Bear, we've discussed it, and we'll figure out the right plan for me to get the most I can when I'm here. Then find time to be down there with them as well.
Do you have a name picked out for your daughter?
Yeah, her name's Aubrey.
Oh.
Yeah, Aubrey.
You excited to be a girl dad?
I am really excited. I'm really excited. It's gonna be nice.
What's it just been like for you being here and getting to learn from Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney? I know we asked you guys about that during minicamp, how excited you were to do that,
right.
But you've actually had a few months with them now.
Yeah, it's really surreal. Those guys are exactly what I expected them to be. They're leaders on and off the field. They're not just those, the guys that you see on the media who portray something that they're not. They're everything that they stand for, as far as teaching us, showing us the things that we should apply on the field as far as to have success off the field as well. So it's been great. If you know me, I love Myles, I love Jadeveon, been keeping up with them since their college days, so it's been great.
Isaiah, along those lines, how are you a better player than the guy that got here in May?
Well, I say I'm a better player now because I try not to do too much. If you see the plays that I made, they were, as far as, they weren't like wild plays. As far like on the stat sheet, it may look nice and whatnot, but they were just, simple things. I didn't do too much thinking. Coach says you see a lot, you see a little. Or you see a lot, you see nothing. So I just seen just enough to do what I needed to do, and I think I focus on the details more so, other than trying to think too much and do too much out there.
Your draft class, a lot of the guys in that class had really nice performances on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean, to see as a collective you guys kind of perform the way you did?
I think if anything, you got to give credit to the front office and the coaches. They seen the guys that they wanted. All the guys that they handpicked. Obviously, you've seen out there on the field. They picked us for a reason, and it just speaks volumes to their eye on talent and skill set. As far as how we're able to pick up things as fast as we did in a couple of months and put it out there on display. Obviously, it wasn't perfect, but we had some plays out there to show potential and show reasons why we belong here.
Were you named after the Isaiah Thomas?
Essentially, kind of, yeah. So, my dad's favorite player was Isaiah Thomas, and my mom, she loved the name Isaiah. It was in the Bible, and she loves what it represents. So, they came to a happy medium and was like, okay, let's go with that.
So
Yeah.
did your dad want you to be a basketball player?
He did, yeah, he did.
Did
yeah.
you play?
I did. In high school, I did, yeah. I won a couple state championships and whatnot, so it was
I know
pretty.
there's a lot of basketball players on the team, and I know like some guys like
Yeah.
JOK, also had
He
handful
did.
of basketball. Did you like have offers or anything? Like, was there ever a debate about what you wanted to do, or was it always football?
Never really a debate on what I wanted to do. I knew football was a sport for me because graduating high school I was 6'5", the same height I am now, and I was like, well, I played the post. I'm not going to play the post in the NBA. I'll be guarding Trae Young out there. I'm not. So no, I was like, yeah, football. The better route. So it panned out to everything I wanted it to be.
I think on the broadcast, Joe Thomas credited how you used your hands
Yeah.
on those sacks. How important is that to your game, and what made you be able to get to the quarterback?
Yeah, using my hands, that's really where I start my game with. A lot of D-line coaches they'll preach on, starting off with power. And I love to use my arms. I love to use my length and strength at my position. So, I speak, to all the D linemen out there who use their hands, how vital it is and how important it is to use your hands and not just, try to throw a hand movement. But like when I say use my hands, I mean like power, getting back there, showing that power, then go to finesse. But coach always says, if something's not broke, don't fix it. So I came with power majority of the whole game.
And how important do you think that performance was to your goal of making this 53-man roster?
I think it helped me out a lot. I always, strive to, be 1% better every day. I think that game I put my best foot forward, out there on tape. And like I said, it wasn't perfect, but it was enough to, in my opinion, to show these coaches, that I belong here. That I have a glimpse of what my future can possibly be as a Cleveland Brown.
What was Perion's reaction to those plays you made?
Oh, he was ecstatic. He was more so just excited just to see me back on that realm of, making plays out there on the field again. Because obviously we played college together and we both made big plays in those days. So it just kind of, it was kind of surreal for us to kind of relive those moments and have that feeling again. And he was my biggest fan. I think he tweeted about me. When we got in the locker room. He was so excited. So that's like a brother to me right there.
I say, what is your the mom's name?
Oh, Kelby. Kelby, yes sir.
Kelby.
B-I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Aubrey, are you Aubrey?
Aubri. Yeah,
okay.
she wanted a little
Figured it was
different.
one of
Yeah.
the two.
Yeah.
That's
Both
cool.
high names. Both high names.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your heart's gonna melt. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, I'm ready for it. Thank you.